And so what is it that you're not doing? Tell us your story. What's your background?
I'm an environmental scientist, as you've said. I'm from Venda, Limpopo. To be specific, Hamakuba. I love to mention this particular village because it's a typical South African village where we grew up in a very free environment, playing on the streets, barefoot, walking to school 5 kilometers, not seeing anything called success around us. So we're just living our life freely and not knowing what we can become because we were not seeing anything that looks like it. So that is the kind of environment where I grew up. But I went to a very good high school that introduced me to opportunities. And I studied horticulture and landscaping. So I'm a horticulturist, I'm a landscaper.
What's that? What's horticulture?
It's a study of plants.
Study of plants.
It's horticulture, either floriculture or you do food agriculture, anything around that. And I'm also a landscape technologist. And over the years, I wanted to just expand my career. And that's when I studied further and did my master's in environmental management. And that's where the environmental scientist part came in. And I practiced there for many years. I did very well as an executive in public sector, very, very well, recognized in different parts. But somehow it wasn't as fulfilling as I wanted it to be. So I was getting all the big salaries, all the big benefits, but I always had this desire for young people. And I continued most of the time taking money from my own pocket and paying for young people to further their studies. And each time I would do that, I would feel so good. Each time I help one person, I'll feel so good. But I have this big job that everybody admires. And I kept wondering, why is this job not fulfilling me? But if I take 10,000 and pay for a young person, I'm fulfilled, I sleep better, and I wake up happy. So I had to start interrogating those feelings to say, what's actually happening in me? What is it that I really need? And where is it that I want to see myself in the near future? And for then, I was giving myself like 5 years already to say, if I am in this field, I'm already 30 years, and I'm not feeling fulfilled, do I still want to be here?
You were 30 years old at the time?
No, my successes came when I was 21. So I became a junior manager at the age of 21.
So 21 is the magic number here, guys.
Yeah, with Rand Water. And they put me in.
You started working for Rand Water at the age of 21?
Yeah.
And you were a manager?
Yes.
Without any experience, or you had prior experience?
Straight from school, I did very well at university. Yeah. And they were they wanted students in the horticulture space, especially women who were doing well. And I was one of the top students in Gauteng. And they took me in. I was put in a mentorship program for 2 years, and that is where my breakthrough came in, because I was trained very well by giants in the industry. For those who know horticulture, at the time, you would write a national examination where all universities will come to Pretoria, and we write one examination. That's where I got myself a top 5 in those examinations, and that's how the job came in.
And
I was very young.
Straight into management?
I went straight into management as a junior manager. And I still did very well.
And you are saying you spent maybe 9 so years in the role, but you were not fulfilled? I
wasn't fulfilled. They trained me very well. I did excellent. I was getting all the recognitions, but I wasn't fulfilled. So I left the job. I went to City of Johannesburg. I stayed for 18 months. I thought it was the most boring job ever. And there it was even a higher level position. In the industry I studied for, industry that I love so much, but I thought it was the most boring job. And in 18 months, I left City of Johannesburg, and my parents thought I was the craziest. Who would leave such a company? And I left for a very small municipality, Randfontein municipality. We know it from the West Rand. Very small municipality. I left for that municipality. Why? Because I wanted a small organization where I can actually be jack of all trades. I got to City of Johannesburg. We specialized, and I thought every single day, come to work for one thing. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I needed to be jack of all trades. And Randfontein municipality, which was very small, offered me that opportunity. And there I was in Randfontein thriving, and I stayed for 9 years because I loved it. But one day I woke up. I knew this is it. I cannot continue serving people this way. I continue to take money from my kids, which is my salary, paying for young people to do what they want in order for their future to manifest. And I continue to take that salary, and I had to make a decision. Do I still want to be in the corporate world and continue to take money from my pocket, from my children, to see another young person prosper? And I knew right then, after 9 years in Randfontein, that it is not what I'm going to be doing. But I wasn't ready. So I went to another municipality. I went to Mogale City Municipality, also a very high position, well-paying. And I stayed there for 4 years. In that 4 years, I registered my business, property investment, Bono Property Group. And I started working during the day at the municipality, at night, weekend, and holidays. I worked for my business. In that 4 years, I had increased my portfolio from 20 beds in 2018 and 340